Things Podcast. Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest episode of the Needless Things Podcast, where we talk about toys, movies, music, and all manner of pop culture dorkery. I am your host, Dave, and this week's episode, the very first episode of 2020, or 2020, which kind of sounds more science fiction-y and cool, but I'm probably going to stick with 2020 throughout the year. But anyway, this episode is me and our pal Ryan Cadaver sitting down talking about some of our favorite stuff from 2019 and things that we're looking forward to in this year. And it's funny because today, some of the things that we discussed, we recorded this on the 30th. I wanted to wait as late as possible just to see if there was any news or anything came out that we could talk about before the end of the year, and nothing really happened. And of course today, now I've got quite a few things to mention in these opening comments, this intro as it were, but I've been running around all over the place today. I'm in the last 4 days of my massive vacation from work, minus having to work overnight on Christmas Day. Other than that, I've been off for like 3 weeks ish, just because I used up my time because I wanted to not be there. And it's been great being able to hang out with my family, being able to get all kinds of stuff done. And now I've got a huge project underway where I have cleared out a whole corner of the Phantom Zone that previously had two Rob Zombie, the Halloween and Halloween 2 movie posters. The Halloween 2 poster is signed by a lot of the people that were in the movie. I think the only major character that I don't have a signature from is Sherry Zombie. I even have Rob Zombie's signature on it because I brought it to this crazy metal festival, which was insane because, one, it's hard enough to even get a one-sheet of Halloween 2. It was like right at the tail end of when one-sheets were still sort of mass-produced, and they didn't make very many of them, to the point where when I had Malcolm McDowell sign it, he asked me, he was like, where did you get this? I haven't even seen these. So I have this Halloween 2 one-sheet signed by a bunch of the cast, and took it to one of the big stupid metal festivals where I knew Rob Zombie was doing a meet and greet, brought it in to Lakewood Amphitheater, an outdoor freaking place, carried it around, went to the Rob Zombie thing, got in line, stood in line for like 40 minutes, or it wasn't too terribly bad. Got up there, and he was like, wow, I can't believe you brought this in here. And I said, well, I sure did. And he signed it, and carried it around the rest of the time, because I wanted this thing. When are you going to get Rob Zombie to sign something? When is that going to happen? Because I don't do mail order signatures unless it's the only way to get something. Like an item, but as far as getting things signed, like I want to be there for it to be signed. It doesn't mean anything to me if it has a signature on it that I wasn't there for. But anyway, Halloween 2, moved those up into our stairwell, which is really, really tall and has a lot of room for stuff. Took down, unfortunately, I had to take down my Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Bubba Hotep movie posters that I love, but 24 by 36 and 27 by 40 worth of wall space translates to a lot of shelves for toys, which is where I'm going with this. So now I have 3 feet on one side, 2 feet on the other, and I'm going to make the shelves meet at the corner. So I'm actually going to have this cool L-shaped set of should be 7 shelves from floor to ceiling to expand, because I need the space, because I've got, anybody who's been over here, ask any of the irregulars and they can tell you I'm out of space. I've got junk sitting all over the place. So now I'll have this whole corner to redo some stuff, to figure out if I need to put things in storage or sell them or whatever, but I'll have, this is going to be my last corner. I'm out of space down here. So, and that's okay, because this is insanity. But speaking of new toys, Ryan and I mentioned the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover figures from DC Collectibles that came out over the course of the year, starting in September maybe, and I got them all for Phantom Jr. It was very important to me to get those for him because, you know, as much as Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have been huge things in my life for the past 30 plus years, for him, they're things that he has grown up with, things that he loves, and I really wanted to get this because it's based on, you know, the movie that we watched and he thought was awesome. It was important to me to get these for him, so I made sure that he had all of them before I bought any. Now, I did get myself the exclusive Michelangelo dressed as Batman because I figured that would be hard to find at some point. So I went ahead and grabbed that for myself. But as far as anything else, I didn't want to. It wasn't a point where I wanted to spend that much money on me. So I just waited. And then today, I was eating breakfast this morning, and I threw on YouTube Pixel Dan's Top 10 Toys of 2019. And he mentioned them, and I learned an interesting phrase, acronym that I had not heard before. And, of course, I heard it from the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, and that is FOMO. And they said it a couple times before they explained it, because that happens a lot on that show where they'll use a term or something, and then like a couple weeks later, a couple episodes later, they'll say, this is what this means. So Brian Myers, Kurt Hawkins, said FOMO a couple of times when he was talking about buying the Figure Arts WWE figures. And finally he said fear of missing out, and I was like, oh, because if you're a toy collector, you know one of the biggest motivating factors of buying a toy, you know, yes, if it's a character you love, it's a figure you want, whatever, but one of the biggest motivating factors is FOMO, fear of missing out, because once that toy's off the shelves, that price skyrockets. Sometimes it just becomes scarce and you can't get it at all, and watching that video and seeing them show up with Pixel Dan talking about them, because I already know how great they are, because Phantom Jr. has all of them, I just got hit with FOMO in the worst way. And I already knew I was going out today to buy supplies to put these shelves up. And I sort of planned my trip. I was like, all right, I got to go to Home Depot. But there's a GameStop right around this area. And then I'll pass a Walmart over here, which you can't get these from Walmart. But, of course, I wanted to go check for other toys, Walmart. But went to GameStop. First one I went to, they had 4 of the 5 sets. Bought them all. And the guy checked the inventory, said they had the 5th set at one of the other GameStops. It wasn't too far out of the way, so I drove over there. They don't have it. And the guy didn't even look at me when I walked in, which I'm not used to at all at GameStop. I wasn't real pleased with him. I stood there for a minute. I asked him about him. He was like, yeah, the inventory's not right online all the time. And I'm just kind of standing there looking at him like, hey, well, what are you going to do to help me? Can you check? It says you've got them. Or are you straight up just telling me you don't? Can I get some more information, please? And nothing from this guy. So I left and tried to call another GameStop. They did not pick up the phone. I probably called 12 times because I was sitting in the car just getting a couple things together. Nothing. Didn't answer the phone. And at this point, I'm furious, because I just need this one last set. It's the set with Raphael and Robin. And it doesn't matter who was in it, because I got to have all 5 sets. But just like, okay, fuck it. I'm driving out there. I drove out there. Fortunately, they had it. Now, when I walked in, this guy also ignored the shit out of me. Didn't say anything, and I had to walk up. And finally, like, I'm a big guy. If I'm standing staring at you, you're going to have to acknowledge me at some point. So he finally was like, can I help you? And I said, yeah, I need that set up there. Got it down. And at the point where he finally acknowledged me, he was perfectly nice. But today, like, aside from the first GameStop, which is the one over in Stone Mountain on Rockbridge Road, highly recommend it. They're super nice every time they go in there. And they have a larger selection of toys. They're like a half game, half toy store. They're great. But these other 2 stores can fuck off. They were terrible today. And as many complaints as a lot of people have about GameStop, we rarely have problems in there. Yeah, they're usually very nice. So bought those. Got a couple other things. Got a new line that I'm not ready to talk about yet. I'm probably going to do a mini cast about the Turtles Batman figures. Probably going to do, I have to now, because I mentioned it to Ryan in this episode. I need to record a mini-cast talking about why I'm not posting on needlessthingspodcast.com anymore. And going forward, the podcast is going to be the only regular source of Needless Things information. That requires more than a few sentences. So I'm going to do a mini-cast about that very, very soon, possibly when I'm done here. It depends on where my motivation is for putting these shelves up, because I'm pretty excited about my shelf project. And then going forward, every single Friday, you can listen to the Needless Things podcast, Needless Things podcast at Podbean or whatever. I mean, if you Google the name of the show in Podbean, you'll find it. It's probably in your feed, however you listen to your podcasts. Hopefully it's already there. And if you're new and you decided for some reason to listen to our New Year episode before any of the others, then welcome. Please spread the word. Add us to your feed, review us, do whatever it is you do when you like a podcast and you think, I should do that, but then you don't do it. But for this, actually do it. Go rate it and leave comments and do whatever else. The only thing that's annoying to me is on Podbean, I can't respond to comments on my PC, which is where I do most of my podcast work. I have to go to the app, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. But whatever, Podbean. Otherwise, you're a great service. Let's see here. I got a little bit of news too. I've already gone long, but I'm just going to go longer because big beginning of the year toy news. I can't not cover it. So the first thing I want to mention, and it's all DC Comics related, oddly enough. First thing I want to mention is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, which, by the way, I like that title. I think it's funny as shit. But I will say this about the movie. I do not expect it to have any relation to any DC comic I have ever read. Tonally, I would expect it to be probably similar to Connor and Palmiotti's work on the Harley Quinn title. But you can look at this and see that Black Canary and Huntress and even Harley, they just don't look... it bears very little resemblance to the comic inspiration. However, I'm super excited about the movie, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I love Margot Robbie as Harley. I think she's absolutely great and charming and fun. And does it make sense that they've paired Birds of Prey up with Harley Quinn? Does it make sense that Barbara Gordon's not even in the movie, or that Oracle's not in the movie, or whatever? No, it doesn't. But not everything has to be adapted straight out of the comics. If you have good, fun ideas that work, that can use those characters, then why not do it? And to be honest, Warner Brothers hasn't been doing the best job with their DC stuff. So I like this. Let's make a 70s style Joker movie. Let's make an Aquaman horror movie that doesn't have Aquaman in it. They're supposed to be doing with the what the heck are they called? The Trench? What are they? The creatures from Aquaman? Let's just do whatever. Try stuff, because what you've done so far is trying to do straight adaptations. It just hasn't been working. I don't hate it like some people do. I've watched all the movies a couple of times, but it's not great. It could be better, so let's try some different things. So anyway, I'm stoked about the movie. But the first merchandise from Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, I think is the full thing. Merchandise has been revealed today, which to you guys is yesterday. And so far, all we've got is a bunch of stuff from Funko. I'm sure more products will be coming. There's no doubt in my mind we'll see Harley figures from Metacom in their Mathex line, and from Bandai in their Figure Arts line. Probably, it's the only thing that makes me sad about this is I look at Huntress and Black Canary, and I wonder, why would I even buy figures of them? Because they don't look interesting. Like, how are you going to take these great comic book costume designs? And I'm not saying you have to recreate them exactly, but how do you make these characters look dull? And they do. They look dull to me, but I still think the movie's going to be fun. But anyway, Funko released a whole slew of pops, as they often do. There are 4 different Harley Quinns. Each one's a pretty distinctive look. And then there's Huntress, Black Canary, and Roman Sionis in a white suit and in some kind of gold, like, party suit that I can't quite tell what's on it, but it looks pretty fancy. But the thing is, he's Black Mask, but there's no Black Mask figure. And I guess they'll do more of these at some point, maybe. I don't know. But I love, there's a roller skating Harley that is awesome, and then there's Harley that comes with Bob the Beaver, which is tremendous. So those are great. I'm definitely, I have already ordered those because, let me get down a little further, there are also retailer exclusives. No way. Harley Quinn from the Booby Trap Battle, which you've seen in the commercials. She's in the yellow, or I guess they're golden overalls with the hammer and the roller skates. Looks great. I really like it. It's Hot Topic exclusive, and I ordered it along with the roller skating one and the Bob the Beaver one yesterday. Because Hot Topic currently has a 3 for $27 deal on their pops, which makes them about $9 a piece. Not bad. You got to pay shipping, though. There is a box lunch exclusive that if you follow Phantom Troublemaker on Instagram, I posted in my stories yesterday. And she is in little pink, like a onesie with hearts and little ears on it. It's adorable. She's got ice cream and a spoon, and then she's got Bruce the hyena with a bloody, gnawed-off foot in his mouth. That is a box lunch exclusive, which I ordered yesterday and has already shipped. So good for box lunch. This will be the first thing I've ever bought from box lunch, which is apparently Hot Topic's version of Think Geek. I didn't realize Box Lunch was owned by Hot Topic, but they are. And there's one at Mall of Georgia, and I went in there a couple of times, and it's not blown my mind, but it's cool that they got this exclusive. And then finally, a Funko Specialty Series exclusive is Incognito Harley Quinn, which is hilarious. She's got the classic sunglasses, black hat, little scarf around her head, long black trench coat, and then inside the trench coat, she's got some instruments of mayhem. Looks like a couple of knives, what might be a billy club, and then like a hammer with teeth. I can't quite tell what this other one is, but it's a hilarious little figure, and if I see it somewhere, I'll grab it, but I haven't found it online. And then, of course, the mystery minis that Funko does every single time. I bought some of them today because they had them at GameStop, and it's fun to bring those things home for everybody to open up a couple. And we managed to get 2 of the same 3 figures. I bought 6 of them, and we got 2 roller skate Harley Quinns, which is the one I wanted, 2 Huntresses, and 2 Black Canaries, neither of which I really wanted because both of them, as I said, look boring. So there you go. There is news. You can get your Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn merchandise from Funko now. Oh, and I'm sorry, there's one more thing. Entertainment Earth has exclusive versions of the regular Pop releases that include a foil collector card. But Entertainment Earth is great, so if you want them, get them from there, and that'll be fine. And then finally, the one last thing I've got to cover, because Ryan and I talk about it later in the episode, and it was one of the things I was excited for in 2020, is McFarlane Toys' new DC Multiverse line. I'm a little surprised they held over the DC Multiverse tag from Mattel, but that's what these are being called. And the first releases have already sold out on BigBadToyStore.com. The only 3 that are still available are the John Stewart Green Lantern in the animated style, Harley Quinn, who I can't tell what the heck this Harley is supposed to be, and the Bat Raptor, which is a vehicle that I think looks freaking awesome, but they're still available as I'm recording. I just, like 20 minutes ago, pre-ordered the animated series Batman, the Hellbat, and that Harley that I don't quite understand, but I'm going to get for my Harley shelf anyway, and the Bat Raptor. I ordered those like 20 minutes ago, and now everything but the Bat Raptor and Harley are sold out. It's kind of crazy because I got an email announcing that Big Bad had these up. Now, the emails don't always come as soon as these things pop up, but it's usually pretty quick. And by the time I sat down and looked at the site, maybe an hour later, the rest of the line, which includes an animated Superman, a standard Batman, a standard Superman, Batman Who Laughs, Batgirl, Nightwing, Green Arrow, and Unchained Armor Superman, which is actually my favorite out of the whole line, but those were all sold out already. I have never seen Big Bad have a sellout that fast. It was amazing. So these figures range from awesome looking to interesting, and I'm not really sure looking, which is that Harley goes in the interesting and I'm not really sure, but I'll let you guys know once it arrives how she turns out. Which, by the way, I'll probably be doing toy reviews via the Needless Things Podcast Instagram, so kind of stay tuned over there. They'll be shorter, obviously. It'll basically just be, this figure's great, good articulation, you should buy it, as opposed to the full-length reviews that I've been doing for over a decade on Needless Things podcast.com and oldneedlessthings.com. You can still go there and see the archives of the old site. So yeah, that is the full range of DC Multiverse toys from McFarlane Toys that should be hitting your should be hitting shelves any day now. The only thing to note other than that is that 3 of them have a Build-A-Batmobile. That's Nightwing, Batgirl, and the Batman Who Laughs come with a part for a Build-A-Batmobile, but don't get excited because the Build-A-Batmobile looks like it's maybe about 5 inches long. I don't get it. I would rather those figures be $5 less and not come with anything. It doesn't make any sense to me. And the only one of those 3 that I really want is the Batgirl, and she was sold out. So at some point, I mean, I'll find it. These things are going to be everywhere. It was probably a little bit silly to even order them from Big Bad because Target, McFarlane. Oh my gosh, you guys, I need to wrap this up. I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. Target and Walmart carry McFarlane toys. Like, these are going to be all over the place. GameStop, all your toy spots are going to have these things. You could probably just wait and buy most of them on clearance at some point. But, you know, that excitement, that FOMO hit me again, and I was like, get these things to me. So there you go. Keep an eye out for the new DC Multiverse figures from McFarlane Toys. I am sure we will see them literally any day now, popping up in stores. Probably, I would guess they'll show up at GameStop first. That's usually how things go, although they'll probably be a couple bucks more at GameStop. So if you've got a little bit of patience, you know, here, the standard releases are $19.99, the Build-A-Figure releases are $24.99, and the Bat Raptor is only $27.99. And if you've seen McFarlane's Fortnite vehicles, they're fantastic. This thing looks really cool. It's like it's basically like a 3-wheel bat cycle. I love variations on Batman's vehicles, so this was right up my alley. And it's 6-inch, it's not 6-inch, it's 7-inch scale, but you can fit 6-inch figures into 7-inch vehicles. Newsflash. So there you go. I think that's all the news. I think that's all the information. If there's more, maybe I'll remember it next week. Maybe I'll throw it into the minicast that I probably should wait to record until like tomorrow. But you guys, now it's time to sit down with me and your pal Ryan Cadaver and talk about the past year, the things we enjoyed, and just hang in there for the first 10 minutes or so, because we're pretty excited about the things that we've done. But we get to general pop culture stuff, and it's great. And you get a little inside information about some things that we worked on last year and things that are coming up this year. I was a little surprised at some of the information Mr. Ryan Cadaver spilled. So stay tuned, kick back, relax, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the new year This is, as I said last episode, take your opportunity for this to be a rebirth, for this to be a re-energizing of yourself. Like, get stoked, get pumped. It's 2020. Do some cool stuff. Plan some cool stuff. Be your best self. But before you do, listen to this episode of the Needless Things podcast. You should check this out.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say you're going to like it.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, because it's like, I was playing this, and like, even Nicole's like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is, like Guillermo del Toro's, like, in a shower with Norman Reedus, and, like, just weird shit like that.
The baby concept is very off-putting.
Yeah, it's
really, and I still don't know what, because I haven't played it yet.
I'm playing it, I don't know. I mean, I kind of do.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's, like, a link that kind of, like, can sense when there's, like, ghosts around, basically, because there's, like, these ghosts that are all over, you know, it's an apocalyptic thing, but it says zombies, ghost, that kind of thing. And, like, this thing can, like, sense it, and it's, like, created in a lab, and, like, it's like a baby.
Oh, so it's not like an actual baby. It's like a clone baby?
Yeah, it's like a clone baby, yeah.
I think this is a good place to start.
Yeah.
Because this is a game that came out in 2019.
Yeah, and, yeah, it's one of my picks for, like, favorite things this year.
And we're going to talk about 2019. We're going to talk a little bit about 2020.
Awesome.
2020.
Oh, yeah.
The beginning of the next decade.
Damn right. I just deleted that post.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it.
First, I turned off the notifications on it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, this is just getting dumb.
Yeah.
And then I went, there was like one last one came in while I was turning it off.
Yeah.
And I went to look at it and it was like, this post is something. And I was like, yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, I'm just over this.
But here is... For me, because I actually talked about this with Arian.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he has that logical mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, very, very fact-based and not... And I asked him, I was like, I feel like 10 is the end of counting. Like, we don't start things with 0.
No.
You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He was like, yeah, but... And he said something, and I was like, oh, here's the be-all, end-all argument, which is what I wrote. 1990 is not part of the 80s.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
the first year of the 90s.
Yeah.
That's how decades work.
Yeah, and that's how we refer to decades.
Right.
So.
And that's the end of the conversation to me.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody doesn't see that point and accept it, then there's no point in talking about it anymore. Right. We're good. We don't agree.
Tough guy.
Right. Yeah. Hard ass.
Hard ass, yeah.
All right, so, but we're going to start with talking about stuff that we dug in 2019, like general pop culture stuff, or just stuff that personally for us
I'm pulling up my list.
Really awesome. That's what I'm doing. The same thing.
My printer didn't work. It was awful.
I should have printed it because now I'm going to sit here and my phone's going to keep turning off. And I'm going to apologize to the listeners because you're going to get some chair squeak because I'm leaning up to use my all new charging cord.
Are we going to keep it at best? Are we going to do any worst?
I mean, if we'll just go conversationally,
okay.
But if you've got a worst you want to mention, for sure do, because I happen to be drinking out of a cup that's from what I think was the worst movie I saw in 2019.
That's crazy.
What's that cup, Ryan Cadaver?
That's some Pennywise action. That's it chapter 2.
It's chapter 2.
Yeah,
so
I
disappointing to me.
Really enjoyed that.
And one I know a lot of people did, and that's fine. But for me personally, man, what a let! I don't know that I've ever been so let down sitting in a movie theater.
Yeah,
not even for
wild.
Last Jedi. Which, my gosh, can I ever shut the fuck up about Last Jedi?
I feel like everything comes back to
it. Does. It all does. That's how much I don't like him. But again, if people do like it, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how I feel about pretty much everything these days.
But on a personal level, something I wanted to start with, something that was really exciting for me, and I'm sure is on your list as well, the fact that I had a role in Joe Stryker.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm in a movie.
Yeah.
Like,
they got an actual full-length movie.
Right. It's fucking cool as shit. I can't tell you, like, that's one of my top awesome, exciting things And it's not just that I'm in a movie. It's that it was such a great experience.
Yeah.
That it was so much fun going out there that day, shooting with you guys.
We'll be doing it again.
I'm looking forward to it.
For sure.
But it's cool enough to be able to say that I had a role in this movie, and that it's such a legit, entertaining movie. But the experience itself was a highlight of my year, too. It was just, you guys really created something really special in a great environment.
I appreciate it.
So that's way high up on my list of awesome 2019 things.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was an experience that, I would never take it back. There was a lot of stressful moments and a lot of bullshit along the way, but I'm so happy that the best thing was showing it to a room full of people, and it's everyone gets it, and it's fun, and everyone's enjoying it. So I thank you for being a part of it. That was a big part of my year too, obviously, and it's also part of the reason I missed a lot of stuff this year. So as far as movies and television, I did see a lot, probably more than most normal people, but there is some big stuff that I missed. I'm gonna have to catch up on. I've been doing that recently.
So Kevin made a post the other day, and it was posted on Facebook. So I feel like I can mention it here in a public forum.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys really starting working on the next movie in January?
Yeah. We're doing some, minor stuff. It's going to be some minor scenes. And
I'm going to put Greedo's McClunkinator down here, because he's totally obstructing my conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to reveal the name yet, but
no,
we are almost done with the script for the second movie.
Holy shit! I thought you guys were taking.
Yeah, I thought so too. And then we just kind of started going right back into it.
Well, if you get the momentum,
we're enjoying it. People really like the first one, and we just want to do something. We want to do another one, and we're excited to work with all these people again, all these great people that were involved. So, we're almost done with the script. I'd say we're 75% done with it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'd say so far, I think the story, I feel like we really hit our stride with this one. This one came so much easier, and it just flows. And it's not a direct, necessarily, sequel to Joe Striker. It's in the universe and does have elements of it, but it's a different thing. So it's going to surprise a lot of people. It's got a little bit of a different tone. It kind of surprised us as we were writing it. We're like, whoa, this is crazy. This is a lot different, but still, feels in the same universe.
Still feels like you guys. Yeah, but kind of the next little evolution.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because now we actually kind of know what we're doing. So
right. Yeah, right.
A lot. Because we learned a lot doing this first.
Oh, I'm sure. I can imagine. As a matter of fact, if the listeners would like to hear about what you learned, go back and check out the Joe Striker episode.
And we learned a lot about post-production, too. And what we should have, we learned a lot in post-production about what we should have done in pre-production.
Right,
so
right.
It's coming together now to where we're going to be a lot more prepared for this one. And I love the first movie. I'm super happy about it. And I wouldn't change a thing about it, but the second one is going to be insane. The stuff we have planned is nuts.
Well, and I'm sure putting together everything that you learned is helping with that momentum, too.
For sure.
You're oh, man, now we know all this stuff. Let's put it in.
Let's
utilize it. Yeah, 100%. That's awesome. And another one, just to go ahead and, I guess, take care of movie stuff for me, was Troublemaker being released.
Dude, oh my God, I loved it.
And I know, believe me, I get messages pretty frequently, actually, more frequently than about anything else I do, asking about when it's going to get a wide release, when can people see it. We have
to be seen.
One more, and I can't remember if I can announce this or not. We have another film festival accepted us, because we had kind of planned at the beginning of this year to go ahead and try and do some kind of actual release. But in February, there is another film festival, this one's in Canada, that is going to show it, and we have to wait till this festival circuit's done, because they won't, once it's gotten a wide release and kind of the general public has seen it, or once we put it up on YouTube, whatever we're going to do, film festivals are no longer interested.
Yeah.
So we got to keep going with that.
Yeah.
But the fact that people who don't know me saw this thing and love it, and it's won awards. I actually wish I should have contacted Wilson to get the list of awards, but I don't need to blow smoke up my own ass. But it's won awards. People love it. When we showed it at Dragon Con, it got a really positive reception there.
Oh, that was awesome.
It's just amazing that those two things happened, like sort of just happened to happen in the same year.
I know, yeah.
And it's great, and I'm on IMDb, but yeah.
Do you have a Joe Striker credit on IMDb?
I've got a Troublemaker credit. I don't know if I've got a Joe Striker credit
Because Joe Striker is on IMDb, so we need to.
We need to hook that up.
Yeah.
People can find both things both ways when they look up Dave West, which I'm sure lots of people will be doing all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, what huge accomplishments! I feel like I'm very proud of
a solid damn year.
Yeah, right.
Especially like on the creative front, like big thing for me too is REP Folklore came out. That was a big deal, and that kind of came out of nowhere this year too. I mean, it just kind of happened to fall in place that. We had the songs written, but it kind of fell into place that we would do it this year while we were working on Joe Striker. Like, all of it just kind of happened. And
when you first mentioned like, hey, we've got some new songs recorded, check this out, I was like, wait, what? When the fuck did you do this?
Yeah, I know. It was like just kind of out of the blue. Like, me and Derek already had a lot of the stuff already written. And Shiloh had tracked the drums like a year ago or something. Like, it was like in 2018 he had done the drum tracks and was just like, yep, ready when you guys are. And just schedules and we were busy and Derek's out of town and all this stuff. So, like, it just happened that we all were able to get together one weekend and just record it all. Like, knock it all out, day and night recording, just finish it.
Yeah.
It just worked out that we recorded it in 2 days and just knocked the thing out. And it was kind of unplanned, but it was like smack in the middle of working on Joe Striker too, to the point where like I'm sitting there on the computer, me and Kevin are sitting there like editing stuff from the movie while people are doing tracks and stuff. You know, like we're like multitasking like hell.
That's
like
insane.
We got to finish our movie while we record our album. You know, because we're all doing it in the same place. So, artistically, this has been one of the best years of my life for sure. And, it looks like next year's going to be insane, too.
There are too many fucking settings on my phone. I'm trying to figure out how to make my screen not go to lock screen so I can
have my shit up. With that, yeah.
Right? I don't know how anything works anymore. Alright, whatever. So, yeah, the EP came out, and it's awesome, and it's another step. You guys just got reviewed in Horror Hound, which is amazing.
Really cool. I got to get a copy of that.
Great year for personal stuff. And we could sit here jerking each other off all night. But
let's move on to that. Yeah, we'll move on to shit.
Let's talk about pop culture, fun stuff that everybody can appreciate. And why don't you kick us off with something somebody else made?
I'm with you. I wanted to mention my TV show picks of the year.
Okay.
3 of them. Mandalorian. Because I have absolutely loved everything about that show.
And for the listeners, we're probably going to spoil stuff from 2019.
Yeah.
So if we mention something that you're not caught up on, just fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
And you'll probably get to the part where we say...
where I'm spoiling.
Turns out Baby Yoda is Greedo's son.
Yeah. But anyways...
Which explains the whole McClunky thing.
Yeah, the McClunky.
Right. But we don't want to get into that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard about McClunky. I know what's up. So, Mandalorian took me by surprise. I was, going to hold off on Disney Plus. I was just like, I'll get it eventually. Like, whatever.
Come on,
I know.
Disney Plus.
And, every time I try to resist Disney, it always gets
Even
me.
Arian has Disney Plus.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know who I'm kidding. I ended up getting it. And I don't know, man. It hits everything that I wanted out of that show. Everything I didn't know I wanted. Yeah. Where it's got moments where it feels like a Western, moments where it feels like Hercules and Xena. It's ridiculous. And then also really grounded more than Star Wars stuff too at times. But it doesn't, to me, it doesn't feel too tonally off from episode to episode, which I think that you may have some differing opinions on. But I'm loving the shit out of it. I love that you don't really see the main character. You don't see his face.
Yeah.
Until,
I'm fine with that. I think it's very cool.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, the only issue I have was the first 5 minutes of the last episode.
Yeah.
That may as well have just been a neon sign that said Taika Waititi. Which, look, the guy is very talented, but I want him to stop dipping his talent into other things.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because that, to me, like, you don't reference Stormtroopers being a bad shot in universe.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a comedy show. Like when Robot Chicken does that, that's fine, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like if Seth Green had
it
the
reminded me
opportunity.
of Robot Chicken.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And that stuff is great, but not when it's part of another narrative.
Yeah, especially when it's like canon, like in shit.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Right. Like
No,
that scene was hilarious, but I didn't want it in that.
It was hilarious. But yeah. No, I feel you on that. I totally get that point.
But otherwise, the show was phenomenal. I loved the pacing. I loved the fact, a lot of people were like, nothing's happening. No, nothing's happening, and it's great because we're
episodic
spending
TV like
time in this world.
Yep.
And like you said, like Hercules and Xena, people have used that as a negative. To me, that's a positive.
No, I think that's great.
I miss that old, like, thing happens, it gets handled over the course of the episode, now it's time for the next episode.
Yeah, I love it.
But there was still a seasonal arc.
Yep.
That we built up to the finale where we met Gus. I can't think of the actor's name right now.
Yeah,
I've said it like 50 times. Giancarlo Esposito, is that right?
Yeah.
But I can't think of the character's name. But it turns out he's got the fucking Darksaber.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome. That blew my mind.
And that's what happens when you have Favreau and Filoni.
Yeah, they actually pull from the canon and make it. Yeah.
But yeah, I loved the look of it. I loved the build. I loved the video game feel of him sort of leveling up.
Yeah,
his armor at the beginning there.
Yeah.
And then
and the Mando chick making the armor is awesome.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I need to figure her.
She's not dead.
Oh no, hell
There's no way.
No.
Because she was, again, total video game thing. I'm going to bring you this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your upgrade. Like, I could almost see, like, the RPG word text bubbles popping up.
Oh yeah.
And doing the little arrow, picking his stuff. It was beautiful. I loved it. And then for Chad's benefit, we'll refer to him as the Yoda baby.
Yeah.
That's my bad. I had to leave my phone on so I would know when the family got home. Okay, now I will silence it for the benefit of our recording and our listeners. But yeah, for Chad's benefit, we'll refer to it as Yoda baby.
Okay.
Yoda baby, cutest thing ever in the world.
Oh my god, yes.
People are trying to bump him in favor of Babu Frick. Babu Frick's great.
No, I love Babu Frick.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but I can like them both. Yeah.
We can have both.
Yeah.
But Yoda Baby's the king of cute for 2019.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. And in that, Nicole actually sent that gif of,
do
that hand thing you do. He just waves. Oh,
see, that kind of humor works.
Yes.
Yeah. That's because that's what a child would do. Like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's in the scenario, it's a character humor moment. It's not jokey yucks.
Yeah. And it's not like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Right,
yeah.
Right. It's not that kind of thing. So that was great. And I loved that Carl Weathers, like...
I thought he was great.
People talk about the show not really delivering any twists and turns, but to me it did, because you think he's going to die.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I thought Carl Weathers' character was going to die, 100%. I didn't see Grief, I think was the Ugnaughts' name.
Yeah.
Or Grieve, or Grief, something along those lines. I think it was Greef.
Yeah, I think it was Grief. Yeah.
The show had been so relatively feel good up to that point. I was really shocked when he died.
Yeah.
So it really did. It didn't subvert my expectations, but it delivered a lot of surprises that I felt it had earned.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just had fun watching it. It was just a fun watch every single time. The episode, the length.
It's the first time in a while,
perfect.
I literally, every time a new episode came out, I was so excited to watch it, I couldn't wait. Which doesn't happen anymore to me.
All three of us, every single Wednesday, as soon as we were together, I got home from work, or my son got home from school, or whatever, as soon as we were together, we watched it. First thing we did.
That's awesome.
We all knew that's what we were doing, and there was no discussion or anything. No, oh, let me go play a level of this game, or let me go write something for the website. No, we sat down, we watched.
We're watching
it. Unspoken rule.
That's how me and Nicole have been with it too. I'm just like, dude, it's Mandalorian. We have to watch it.
It's destination television, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see. I didn't specifically go by shows or anything. Let me see if I've got any shows on here, really. Obviously, I
really like Chernobyl.
I haven't even watched it. It sounded like too much of a bummer.
Yeah, it's a huge downer.
Like, oh, that happened.
Was really good.
I don't know. That's too real.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that. Because 2019 overall was not... Like, I definitely had some highlights and had a lot of good times, but overall, not a great year. Not one of my favorites overall. So I was like, no bummers for me this year. I've got enough
I feel you.
Without the help of fictional, non-fiction television.
Yeah. Yeah, Chernobyl, Mandalorian, and The Witcher were my 3 favorite series.
Oh, wow. I tried The Witcher.
I love it.
Not for me.
I do think maybe... And I don't think this is necessarily a strong suit for the show, but I do think, like, playing the games and reading the book helps me like it a little more. Because I think there's a lot of stuff that they just kind of assumed you knew. And you're like, I don't know who any of these people are. So, like, I feel like that's a problem with it, but I'm loving the shit out of it.
And that makes sense because my first thought, because I watched the whole first episode, because the wife watched it first, and she was like, "Yeah, I got about 10 minutes into that, and no." And I was like, "You gotta give it a chance. Watch the whole episode." And I watched the whole episode, and the whole time I was thinking, I don't understand why I should care about any of this.
Yeah,
like it did not engage me at all. And at some point, I'll go back because I really like Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah, he kills
even in a questionable wig. But I couldn't figure out. It didn't hook me at all.
Yeah, I will say there's a lot, like, the way the story's told, it's a little bizarre, and it's kind of out of order, and, like, by the end of it, you're like, oh, okay, but, like, you know, that's asking a lot to get through 8 episodes
on faith.
I really liked it, and, I mean, I do think it's for fans of the series, though.
Yeah. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, look,
and Cavill nails the role.
Yeah.
Like, just kills it.
I think everybody's well aware I'm a big fan of fan service.
Yeah, oh yeah. And there's a lot of it.
I like when you do the fans justice.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, actually, probably my biggest thing on TV is NXT. I feel like WWE's now 3rd brand had an unbelievable year. It was the best wrestling show on television all year long.
Yeah.
It was another case of being destination TV, which, especially when something is streaming.
Yeah.
You know, now we've got DVRs or I just signed up for, streaming service wise, what do you got? Do you guys have a DVR service?
No.
Oh, no DVR at all? Okay.
No, I'm just Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, and Disney Plus. And DC Universe.
I tried, because we got rid of cable because it cost so fucking much.
Yeah.
And we tried Sling for a while, and Sling's DVR was unreliable. Mm-hmm. There were a couple programs that just didn't record. Don't know why. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
It just seemed really spotty, and we've got the Hulu Plus Live, whatever.
I've looked into that.
Whatever their top tier package is.
Yeah.
Which I wish they had a tier just under it that didn't have all the Sporto bullshit, because we don't need that. But that's just, it's like the step is what we had before that has no DVR and doesn't have the live TV.
That's what I have.
But it was commercial free.
Yeah.
And then you make this big leap to Hulu everything, which if you want the DVR and no commercials, that's what you have to get.
Yeah.
And I'm not fucking sitting and watching commercials.
No, fuck
That's
that.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it includes all the Sporto shit, which if you could knock even $10 off the price and get rid of that stuff, I'd get that package.
Yeah.
But the next package down is the DVR live TV, but you have to deal with commercials, which is dumb. So we're going to try this for a while. So far, it's great. But, yeah, for a streaming show, like NXT, well, now it's on USA, but for a streaming show to be destination TV where you make a point of watching it as soon as you can after it drops, I think is a big accomplishment.
Oh, I think so too.
And The Mandalorian was very much that.
Yeah.
And NXT has been that for me all year. And once it moved to...
Are you a bigger fan of, like let's say The Witcher came out, and it was, 8 episodes, and I sat there and watched them all.
Right.
Or, how Mandalorian does, where it's every week. Because we're kind of torn.
I think... And what converted me on this was Castle Rock.
Yeah.
I think I prefer weekly than it being dumped all at once.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that it definitely makes me think about... The show stays in my mind for longer.
Yes. It gives you time to process everything that you're watching. The anticipation of the next episode is fun. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of wish everybody would move to... Well... And here's the thing, they go, well, if you want to watch it once a week,
you just can.
Yeah, fuck you.
Who's going to do that?
Fucking idiot. Nobody's, if it's available, we're Americans.
I watched all The Witcher in a day. And, by the end, I was, fucking numb.
See, and that's what I did with...
and I'm like, man, I'm a piece of shit right now. I didn't do anything.
Well, they dropped the second season of Lost in Space, which, by the way, I really like that show.
Oh, I need to watch that.
I loved the first season. Parker Posey is a big reason to watch it because she's just a devious, sinister. Yeah. It's so good watching her be evil.
Nice.
But yeah, the second season came out, I think, on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And over the last couple of days, I watched it in 2 days because they dropped the whole 10 episodes at once, and it's really good. But I didn't really take it in like I would have if it had come out over the space of 10 weeks.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Because you need time to think about each episode and what happened, and I don't know, I just like that more.
Yeah, when it's just on to the next, you're just it's like you said, Castle Rock was one that I watched all back to back.
Yeah.
And I do wish that I had time to actually process that show because there's so much that happens. You're like, what the fuck? And if you watch it all back to back, by the end, you're still like, what the fuck?
Well, but it's just, it all blurs together. And I feel like pacing is an important thing.
I remember every episode of The Mandalorian.
Right.
I do not remember every episode of Castle Rock at all.
It's all just a big blur.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool that we're getting these sort of 8-hour movies now.
Yeah.
But I don't want episodic television to go away, and that's why The Mandalorian is so good, is not only did they drop it over the course of, well, it was actually 9 weeks because they skipped a week.
Yeah.
When, no, they didn't skip a week. They gave us an episode early, and then it was a week and a half before the next one came out. I don't think they actually skipped a week at any point. But anyway, over the course of 8
for the holidays,
weeks, we got, these episodes, and we got to enjoy it for 8 weeks as opposed to enjoying it for a day or two.
Yeah, moving on to the next
thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think that's better. So, but to get back to NXT, they've managed to have top talent all year long. Shayna Baszler is my pick for Wrestler of the Year.
Nice.
Every time she's on the screen, she's captivating. Everything she does looks real. They've got the best talent out of any wrestling company. They put on the best show. There's my second favorite show, which is NWA Power. YouTube, every Tuesday at 6:05, a new episode drops. Very entertaining. If you remember the studio WCW shows from,
I've heard
late
really
80s,
good
early
things
90s.
about NWA.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to watch.
That's awesome.
It's my second favorite show, but there's a pretty big margin between NXT and NWA Power, and then Raw and SmackDown, which are, I'm not going to say they're bad. I will not call those shows bad.
Yeah.
But they're inconsistent. I watch them every week, and they entertain me. But as far as actually being excellent entertainment, they're not there. NXT is every single week. It's tremendous. I love it. And this year, obviously moving to the USA Network and being officially acknowledged as the third brand of WWE is a huge step for them.
Yeah.
I don't like, however, because it used to be on the WWE Network. Mm-hmm. It was 1 hour, and it was an hour of program.
Yeah.
Now, it's 2 hours, but it's on USA. The next day it's available on the network, but it's the exact same content that was on USA. So when there's a commercial during matches, you just lose that 3 minutes of the match. And I hate that.
Sucks.
Because that was one of the things I really loved about NXT on the network, was you got full matches.
Yeah.
They didn't get interrupted with commercials.
Yeah, because that's always the worst.
Which I hate.
Yeah.
And I was hoping
there should really be a better way.
Well, I mean, they're sitting there filming it. I don't understand why the network version of the USA show doesn't have just complete matches.
Yeah.
But it cuts, and then it comes back as though there had been a commercial. It irritates me.
Ugh.
But it's still a tremendous show, still top-notch, and I mean, those matches are designed so that nothing happens during the commercial. So it's not like you're technically missing anything, but it just irritates me because it fucks up the flow. But still, my favorite show, easily. Love it every single week.
Hell yeah. And AEW is not on your list?
Nope.
That's what I figured.
I watched 3, maybe 4 episodes, really, really wanting to like it.
Yeah.
Really wanting to give it a chance.
I watched the first couple and I was kind of like, yeah.
It just didn't connect for me, and I'm not going to say anything bad about it.
No.
But it's just not for me.
Yeah, I feel you. My worst show of the year was
Give it to me.
Titans. Man, I love that first season so much. Me and you talked about it all a bunch.
Yeah.
And this season just like kept setting up cool shit and then fucking it up tremendously in a way I didn't think was possible. And I had one of my favorite episodes with the crypto episode, like the Superboy, like that was so good. There's so much good on that show, and some of the casting is so perfect, and I want it to be good because I really love the first season. I really love Doom Patrol. I like what they're doing, but they just keep fucking getting in their own way. And Titans is just so many like things just felt like an afterthought, and like holy shit, we got to wrap this up, and like just shit the bed completely. I don't know if you finished it, but I'm not gonna say anything to spoil it. But it shit the bed so impressively that like I don't even know if I'll watch it another season.
So here's where we're at.
Yeah.
We got to... I'm trying to think of what the last episode of Titans we watched was. We saw the episode... First of all, something that annoyed the shit out of me is how you just going to keep letting Superboy fuck up?
Yeah.
Somebody watch that guy.
Yeah, I know.
For Supernatural TV show...
Yeah.
It took me like 6 seasons before I got really sick of the Sam and Dean split up every season thing.
Yeah.
Titans did it like 50 times in 2 seasons.
I'm already over it. I just want them to be the Titans and function.
Right. It just dragged on for so long. And I think... Okay, we saw the episode where we got up to the point where Jericho got freed from Slade.
Yeah. Okay.
We got up to that point, and was he in the Nightwing costume when that happened?
Yeah.
So wait, maybe we did what? What was...
Do you want me to tell you what pissed me off?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Go ahead. Because I canceled DC.
Yeah.
Because... I think it's going to get folded into that HBO.
It is.
Max.
It is. It absolutely is. And it's like ridiculous.
Only thing we were really still because the Harley Quinn show is excellent.
It's awesome.
I fucking love it.
That was on my list of favorite shows. I love it.
That was the only thing because Doom Patrol lost us too.
I love that. I enjoyed that.
I'll go back and watch it at some point, but
I was pretty happy with the way that ended.
Really, the Harley Quinn show was the only reason I might have kept my DC because I signed up for the 16-month thing back when they very first offered it. It expired on Christmas Day this year, and I decided not to auto-renew.
Yeah, because
there's just not enough there for me to keep paying for it when I know these programs are going to be in that HBO thing that we're fucking 100% going to sign up for.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Offered. Yeah, of course.
So yeah, we just let it go, and I mean that Harley will come out on Blu-ray collected or whatever.
Yeah, I'll actually buy that one because I am loving it, dude.
I watched
the Bar Mitzvah episode is one of my favorite fucking things ever. Like I've watched it like 3 times because it cracks me up. But they're all been good.
Was King Shark episode 4?
Yeah, that was episode 4.
I think that's the last one we watched.
That was funny.
So I watched the first 3 episodes twice each, and then watched King Shark when it came on, and that was when I was like, all right, I got to decide what we're going to do here. And I let it expire.
Yeah, that's the best thing they got going for them. Yeah, Titans
is great. But
yeah,
it's not enough.
It's not worth paying $5 or $6 a month or whatever. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So spoiler alert.
Okay,
the thing that pissed me off is like we all saw the Wonder Woman trailer, right? Fucking Wonder Woman swinging on lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Badass. Donna Troy in Titans. You fucking like they defeat everyone. Like, all the bad guys are defeated. They're like, we won. We're the Titans. We're awesome. And then a fucking tower falls over on her.
We did watch the whole thing, yes.
It fucking kills her with electricity after the fact. That's the last episode.
Yes.
And it was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And it's just some weird plot point to bring her back later.
And it was so clunky. Because we already know she's in the 3rd season.
Yeah, and it was just so fucking weird and, like...
And it felt like it looked bad.
It looked terrible. Like, it looked fake as shit.
And it was... The way that it happened was dumb. It didn't make any sense.
No, like, everything was done. Like, everyone was cool.
Right.
We're going home. Oh, tower. Yeah. And then it fell on her, and then she got electrocuted. That drove me crazy.
Absolutely.
So we
did watch the whole thing. It was just... I think that was just such a wet fart of an ending that that it was just like, whatever.
Yeah, and even the Deathstroke shit didn't really pay off very well, I didn't think.
No, it didn't.
It sucks. Like, I think they did Deathstroke better on Arrow. Like...
Well, I mean...
I like this actor.
To be fair,
the story arc.
Manu Bennett, that the Arrow...
Yeah, the guy went like crazy.
To be fair, that guy is fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, he's badass.
He's great.
Yeah.
And this Deathstroke...
He's a little more mild-mannered.
Yeah, and he felt really uneven to me, because sometimes he seemed like he was super pissed and angry, and sometimes he felt like he was cold and distant. Like, the character didn't feel consistent to me.
Yeah.
And at no point did I feel like this is Slade Wilson. And I didn't feel like that about Manu Bennett either.
No, neither, yeah.
But he created such a great character that I didn't care. Yeah, he is great.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that Titans, I don't know if, I didn't think about my worsts, so I'm not sure what a worst TV show would be. And the thing is, there's nothing, I guess maybe Titans would be my worst, just because it was such a bad ending and they did go back and forth so much. It was just like, this 5 minutes was awesome, but then it was followed by 20 minutes of why is this happening?
It was more just frustrating because like it has potential to be like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, they nailed
so much
things
that they do right. Like Hawk and Dove, they nail. Like there's so much that they fucking kick ass on, and Jason
is great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's such a little prick.
Yeah, he's a fucking dickbag. But yeah, like I don't know. There's so much about it that I love, and there's so many stories they're telling that I love.
Yeah.
And then they just keep fucking up, and it drives me crazy. But anyways, let's move on.
Yeah,
let's talk about something positive.
Let's talk about something good. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Stupid lock screen. Okay. Well, that's not something good. So let's move on to something else. Oh, I got to talk about toys.
Yeah,
we got to talk about toys a little bit. So NECA. Mm-hmm. I think both of us have bought a shit ton.
Oh yeah,
of NECA toys this
year. Absolutely.
They have that Ultimate line where it's the figure with like 3 different heads and 50 different accessories.
That's like almost all I've been buying.
Right.
Yeah.
They have just killed it this year.
Oh, yeah.
Every single one of their releases, there's not a single one. I was super excited about all of them.
Yeah.
And I don't get as excited about toys as I used to, except for the 112 stuff.
Yeah.
Just because I've reviewed so many fucking toys, they're all the same. They are. These, like, I couldn't wait to like get to Target or get to the comic book shop or get to wherever I was getting them from to get these things, open them up, review them. It's probably the only reason I did any toy reviews this year.
Yeah,
is because those were so exciting to me. Just phenomenal. They knocked it out of the park.
I am so happy with every single one I bought. I am bummed that we're not going to get a Jason X.
Yet.
Looks like. You don't think so?
Yeah, not yet.
Do you think we will?
Dude, at some point that's going to get resolved.
Yeah.
This is what I keep saying. If all of the parties that had legal issues with the 1966 Batman show finally got their shit together and we got it on Blu-ray,
That's true.
this Friday the 13th thing can get resolved.
Yeah.
And the Nightmare thing, I mean, it's a different issue,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be easier to fix than the Friday the 13th one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to be in 2020,
Yeah.
but that stuff's going to get resolved.
Now, the Pinhead that looks awesome.
I know. But it's not out yet. It's 2020.
I know.
Dude, they've got so much stuff coming out in January. They've got the retro cloth Candyman,
Yeah.
Pinhead, the Halloween 3 Trick or Treaters.
Oh, yeah. And don't they have cloth?
Yeah, they're soft goods.
Okay,
They're the retro style,
Yeah.
like Mego looking ones.
Yeah.
Which isn't really fair to call them that because they're so much better than Megos.
Yeah.
They're almost like big but simpler 112s.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
They've got a shit ton of stuff coming out in January. That's a few things that I know for a fact are hitting like in the next couple of weeks here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really stoked about those.
And by the way, for the listeners, I think this runs through January 11th, which means by the time this posts, it'll still be in effect. Target has buy one, get one half off on all their NECA stuff. There are no signs, but when you go scan it on the price checker, the promotion comes up. And when you take it up front, I bought 4 things today. When you take it up front, it rings up correctly.
Yeah.
I believe that runs through January 11th. But if you check the Needless Things Podcast Instagram, I posted a picture of it. It's got the date on there.
Yeah, I need that Halloween 2 one.
Really bad. Dude, they're all so good. I kudos to them for creating a consistently great line. My only gripe with it is that they call them Ultimate figures, and then they release 3 Pennywise figures.
I know, yeah. Like, yeah, I bought the Ultimate Pennywise, and I was like, hell yeah, this is the Ultimate one. And then they came out with like two more.
Well, at least 2 more, because they did the one that has the insect arms.
Yes.
They did
That's
one
in the big box.
Right, in the big
awesome.
long box.
Yeah.
And then they did the one that's like the Well House figure.
Oh, yeah.
That comes with like the hair face, and like it's slightly different.
And the painting face, I think, maybe?
No, that's in the big box.
Okay.
Because I just looked at it today. That's the only reason I know that.
Okay. Yeah, and then there was the GameStop one that was different, that just had blood on it, and it had the I Love Dairy balloon.
The I Love Dairy balloon, which should have been included in one of these other regular releases like that, because that's in the movie.
Yeah, and
that's not like a variant.
Yeah, and you cannot find that one anymore, or I can't. The
GameStop you're right.
One?
Well, the GameStop ones tend to, like, they may sit for a couple of months, but in general, what GameStop gets when they first get them is it.
Yeah.
Which, along those lines, for the listeners, if you want those DC, or want those Batman Ninja Turtles GameStop exclusive figures, go fucking get them. Because they're starting to disappear. And the next time GameStop has a sale, I guarantee those will be gone and you will not see them again. And they're some of the best toys that came out this year.
The only one I've seen is the Shredder Ra's al Ghul one. And
really?
That's it. I've looked, and that's the only one I've seen.
Oh, wow. So they're already drying up.
Yeah, because I go to the one in Chamblee, and like that's all they have is that one.
We've been around a lot the last few days, and over 3 or 4 different GameStops, like there's been a full set available.
Oh, okay.
But don't sleep on that.
Yeah, because I went to 2 GameStops the other day. I think one in Chamblee and like one Stone Mountain or something. But like they both only had the Shredder one.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, so those are going to disappear.
Yeah,
and those from DC Collectibles, who show they're still capable of making good figures despite all the horrible decisions they made in 2019.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for NECA, and that covers both one of my high spots of 2019 and one of the things I'm looking forward to in 2020, because we already know they've got cool stuff coming to the beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Toy Fair's in February.
There's no telling.
And they've lost 2 of the anchors of their business with
Yeah.
Freddy and Jason, not
Yeah.
being able to make any Freddy and Jason figures. So it'll be interesting going
They're going to
forward.
have to think outside the box.
Right, to see who they get. And I'm sure they're going to have some big announcements
Oh, yeah.
in 2020.
Everyone I know that's into horror collects naked figures.
Yeah, well, you have to, because it's not, and it's not like, well, that's all there is. That's all there is, and they're fucking excellent.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got a whole shelf that's just NECA figures. All right. You want to talk about movies? Do we talk about movies?
Yeah, sure, we can talk about movies.
My pick of the year is going to be Joker.
Okay,
I
it's on
love
my
it.
list. It was one of my runners up.
Yeah, my runners up are Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Alita, and Dolomite.
Okay.
Dolomite is my name. But like, when I really, really think about it, Joker is the one movie I saw this year that I don't have a single problem with anything in it. I was incredibly, like, I felt like it changed how I see movies. Like, it was, like, just so impressive to me. I was, like, tearing up in the first, like, 5 minutes of the movie. Like, not like, oh, I feel so bad for this guy, but, like, you do feel bad for the guy. It's, I don't know, it's like, I know he's a bad guy and all that stuff, but I'm just saying, the way the movie made me feel was unlike anything else I saw this year.
Well, and I think that's a lot of why Joker is so successful, is because a lot of it is up to the viewer to determine how you take what happens, how you process what happens.
Yeah,
I
where
think
the
it's very
lines are
easy.
crossed.
Right, and the movie is not attempting to manipulate you in any way.
No.
It's presenting the story of an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
And you take it, your own personal experiences are going to read into how you take that a lot.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, that movie just blew me away. Like, I knew from the trailer that it was going to be good, and people were raising hell about the makeup and how I didn't like the Joker, and I was like, I can already tell this is going to be good. And then when it comes out, all those same people are like, oh my god, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But,
Anybody who saw it and was still talking negatively about it had just made up their minds, I feel like.
For sure. But yeah, I mean, I think Alita is on both of our lists, and that was fucking incredible. I need to own it.
Yeah, actually, I realized, because I wasn't going to read a whole lot. If you go to needlessthingspodcast.com, my best of 2019 is up right now, and I wasn't going to go off this a whole lot, because you can go there and read it.
Yeah.
But my pick for best movie was Us.
Yeah.
Because throughout the whole year, it's the one that I kept going back to, kept wanting to watch again, kept thinking about. And it made me excited for what else we're going to see from Jordan Peele.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope he's a guy that keeps doing his own thing. I don't want to see him on, like, a Marvel movie or, I want original stuff from that guy. Right. Now, if he wants to produce... Well, he's a producer.
Okay, all right.
And that's the thing, is if he wants to start producing remakes so they have his sort of flavor, that's fine. But as far as writing and directing...
I want to see him do some unique shit.
Yes.
Because I love Get Out, too.
I Get Out, in retrospect, I enjoy more than I did the first time that I saw it in the context of his career. I still think it's a little overrated, but it's good.
Yeah.
But Us just blew me away. And then, actually, I lied. Joker got knocked off my list by Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, really?
That's how much I love that. Yeah, my runners-up were Rise of Skywalker, The Dead Don't Die, Toy Story 4, Battle Angel, and Dolomite.
Man, yeah, Dolomite was so good. Us, I really, really liked. I still have questions, but I think that's okay. That's a good thing.
Well, you're meant to.
Yeah,
you're meant
absolutely.
To. It doesn't tie everything up in a bow.
They purposely don't.
And I liked it for that.
I don't necessarily, like, I've seen people, like, complain about it, like, oh, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, well, I mean, we don't know.
There's
too many unanswered questions.
It's not there to hold your hand and give you a complete narrative.
It gave me an interesting enough story to where I was in.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's there to give you this family's experience within the world where that crazy shit happened.
Yeah.
The movie's not about that crazy shit.
No.
It's about this group of individuals' experience with that crazy shit.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed that. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I just saw. Like, I literally just saw it a couple days ago. And that ending did not go where I thought it was going to go. I was like, what? What the? This is not how any of this happens.
I love that movie. It didn't. I think because it came so late in the year for me, because I didn't see it until a couple weeks ago either, or last week maybe even. So I really haven't had as much time to sit with it. Now, Rise of Skywalker, I understand it's not fair. It came in right at the end of the year, but it made me so happy that it gets onto my list. But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's fantastic. I watched it twice in the span of a couple of days because I just needed to.
It's just such a solid-ass movie, and, like, the characters are so good and engaging, and you just want to watch it.
And seeing Quentin Tarantino say, fuck the Manson family for ruining our little Hollywood dreamland is just so much fun. And that was my concern. I don't like things that glamorize or glorify like serial killer. I'm not a serial killer guy. Mm-hmm. I'm not like, oh, I'd like to own a John Wayne Gacy painting or like,
no, I'm not.
I don't think that's cool.
I'm interested in the stories of like how they became serial killers, why. I think that kind of stuff is important and interesting.
Sure.
Like, I really loved Mindhunter. It doesn't glorify it at all.
Yeah.
It is very brutal, like, fucked up. This is some shit that happens. And this is about the FBI trying to figure out why it happens. And that shit's always been really interesting to me. But I agree, I'm not into the whole art collecting and I want to own Jeffrey Dahmer's fridge. Like, I don't get that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wear a t-shirt with any of these people on it.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I'm not on board with any of that. But, yeah, the way that movie played out, holy shit.
Loved it.
I loved it. It was great. I was like, because Nicole didn't get to see the whole thing, but like she started watching it towards the end, and we both were like, "Oh, we know what's going to happen."
Right.
Fuck, this is going to be really hard to watch. And then we're just like, "What?" Nicole's like, "What the hell is this movie?" I'm like, "It's great."
And that was my concern. Is like I knew they were using that setting and those characters, and I was like, "Ugh, I'm really not into something using that."
Because it's
but
real
we
people.
all should have remembered Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And what went down there.
Yeah.
Like, obviously Tarantino is into his, like...
alternate history.
Fuck Nazis. Fuck Mansons.
Yeah.
Fuck all these people.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ruin them. I gotta... real quick, I gotta dip back to TV for a second, because I do have to mention how much I loved American Horror Story 1984.
I gotta watch it.
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Really?
It's so... for me, the top 3 seasons of that show are Murder House, Hotel, and now 1984, which may be the best season of that show.
Yeah.
It's shorter.
I loved Hotel.
It's a shorter season.
Nice.
And it is just non-stop reveling in its corniness. I loved it. And Billie Lourd is just awesome in everything she's in.
I gotta watch it.
She's great. So yeah, I highly recommend that.
That's on my list of shit to check
and
out.
Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers is still fucking incredible.
The ads for 1980... Was it... What is it?
1984.
1984. I was got confused because I'm like, wait, that's the Wonder Woman thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, and it's also a Van Halen album.
Yeah. Fuck it. It's just got a good ring to it.
Yeah. Sounds good. And a George Orwell book, which is slightly more disturbing.
Yeah.
Those other things.
Yeah. Well, do what you gotta do. Did you play any good games this year?
I played...
I put a few games on my list.
What did I play? I just finished playing
Star Wars?
Yeah. That's it. That's literally like it was Fallen Order, and it was enjoyable, but I had a lot of problems with it.
It
It, to me, felt like a PlayStation 3 game.
Oh.
Functionally.
Okay. I've heard a lot of people talking about that. I haven't gotten enough time with it. But they're talking about like the jumping mechanics and the combat.
It's worth playing.
Yeah.
But
story-wise,
don't expect an experience like Uncharted or the new God of War or anything that feels like a revelation.
Yeah.
Because to me, it feels like this is something that was sitting around in the PlayStation 3 era that they cleaned up a little bit and threw out on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I think graphically it looks awesome, but I agree with like some functionality.
Have you seen the Wookiees yet?
No, I haven't gotten there.
They look like literal piles of shit.
That's awesome.
It is unbelievable how bad the Wookiees... They looked better in Force Unleashed.
Wow.
Force Unleashed is a far better game.
Oh, I love Force
than
Unleashed.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, the first one.
When you... In Fallen Order, your customization, like of your character...
Yeah.
It's literally just colors.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Don't change the actual costume at all, except for like whether or not you have a poncho.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I heard that they're like it doesn't reward exploration at all.
No,
and that
it
sucks.
is not worth going and hunting down all the stuff unless you're like really, really into turning your robot turquoise.
I really got to do that.
The lightsaber customization, like it's just visual.
Yeah,
there's no
the double
functionality.
blade.
Yeah, but you just get that, and like it doesn't feel as rewarding as it should.
Yeah,
to get because you get a double-bladed lightsaber, and then you get one that you can take apart.
Oh.
So it's like the I can't remember. I can't remember what they call Ahsoka's secondary lightsaber. It's like that.
Okay.
And it's cool. And once you get that, it's like, in video games where you get to a certain point where you're like, okay, now I'm like ultimate badass.
Yeah, you can fuck shit up.
And that's what that is. But it takes a long time to get there. You feel like this guy is a weak sauce pussy for like the first half of the game.
Oh, okay.
Like you just get your ass beat.
Damn.
It's I don't know.
Okay. That's good to know. I'm not far into it.
It's worth playing.
Yeah.
But the further you get into it, the more you're going to be like, why isn't this better?
Yeah.
Because it really should. It should have been a mind-blowing, awesome experience.
Yeah.
But it just isn't. You don't get the, like, wow, this is a whole new level of video game feels.
Yeah.
That, the new God of War and the last Uncharted aren't necessarily next-level video games, but they do so many interesting things so well.
Oh, yeah.
That they feel like they're next level.
Oh, yeah. The new God of War felt very next level for me.
Right.
Especially going from God of War 3 to that.
Yeah, right.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's dramatic.
Yeah. And this to me
every
felt
way.
like a step backwards. But
a bummer.
I know you played a whole lot more than I did this year.
Yeah, well, I missed a lot, but, like, I have been getting things, like, over, like, since I finished the movie, I've been giving myself, like, some more video game time and, like, trying to catch up. Yeah, like, so, I played Resident Evil 2, which you played this year.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I did.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, right?
That was in January. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking great. I
was
finished it.
Incredible.
And I rarely finish games.
Yeah.
Of course, I finished Fallen Order, too, but...
Yeah. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 was incredible. It was so good that, like, I beat it and you unlock the other scenario, and, like, I instantly went and played it again.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the hell out of that. And then, yeah, the other one, which we were talking about a little bit before we started recording, and maybe partially into it, but Death Stranding, with Norman Reedus, the Hideo Kojima game, is the strangest, weirdest game, but, like, it's such excellent world building, and it's, like, got this weird gameplay loop that, like, I want to play it right now, like, just thinking about it. Like, it's just, like, but it, like, doesn't sound appealing. It's, like, you're basically doing, like, fetch quests that, like, in an RPG, like, take this from here to here.
I don't know what kind of person you are where poop and pee bombs don't sound appealing.
Oh, yeah, no. Poop and pee bombs are a big part of it. Even dirty shower bombs. Because there's the 0, the 1, and the 2. The 0 is the dirty shower water. The 1's the pee, 2's the poop.
So what you're fighting, what are they like germaphobes? Like you throw some poop at them and they're like, ah!
I mean, yeah, I guess technically. It's really strange. There was an event called the Death Stranding that like wiped out a lot of the population, and it's kind of like the world of like, from what I can understand, because like I'm only like 7 hours into it, but like from what I can understand, it's like the world of the dead has kind of like come into our world, and people are having to learn how to survive and fight against these things, and there's still people that need to like deliver supplies, so that's what you do. You're basically like a FedEx guy going from place to place, but then occasionally you run into these fucked up ghosts, and like you have these abilities, and for some reason your poop and your pee like fends these things off. They don't like it, so I mean that's literally like it. It's crazy. And then there's a baby. It's fucking strange, and sometimes you have to hold the baby and shake the controller to move it around. It's really fucking weird. Like it's so weird, and it's like almost to that point where you're like, this is so weird that he's just trying to be weird. But then, like, some story beat will happen that reels you in, and you're like, no, this is fully thought out. Like, he has thought out every single part of this.
Right.
To the point where, like, this is just some genius next-level shit.
Okay.
Literally. So, yeah, literally shit. So, like, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it to, like, most people. My dad's, like, turned into a big gamer since he retired, and I would not recommend it to him. I'd be like, no, you don't need this game where Norman Reedus shits on people. But I'm really enjoying it, like, a lot.
Okay.
So that would be my...
Sounds like something I'll keep an eye out for a sale on.
Yeah, I got it for like $35. Totally worth it.
Nice,
yeah.
Nice. I've also got I guess I wasn't totally done with TV, although now like TV and streaming are sort of different things. Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance.
I didn't watch it.
Is one of my favorite anythings from the entire year.
Holy shit.
And it's not just as a fan of puppetry, it's as a fan of storytelling and horror, and because it's fucking creepy. It's creepy and scary and weird, but the character building is incredible, and it's very immersive. You sit there thinking, I can't believe they're doing all this with puppets, but you also sort of forget you're watching puppets because the characters are so good and it's so well done. I've never seen anything like it. It to me, it's a game changer. I know it's very expensive and labor intensive, and I don't know how much we're getting another season.
Yeah.
Don't know how long it'll go because it's Netflix, so they three seasons and you're done unless there's some kind of special circumstance. But it was just a revelation for me. It's beautiful and engaging and weird. Whenever it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll buy it and hope that there's a shit ton of behind-the-scenes stuff on there. It was just awesome.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. I'm a fan of the movie, and Nicole's a huge fan. So.
It is so much... I respect the movie for what it is.
Yeah.
But this is just a whole
next level.
Different... Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it really is. And then real quick, I just want to mention... Glow, the last season of Glow was tremendous. We're getting a final fourth season, it turns out, of that. New season of Stranger Things was great.
Yep.
The Boys was great. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about that. And then Russian Doll. If anybody didn't check out Russian Doll,
I didn't see that.
It stars Natasha Lyonne, and it's this really fucking trippy Groundhog Day type of thing, but really weird and cynical. Very, very good, and it's a short watch. I can't remember how many episodes they are, but I think they're like 22 minutes each.
Oh, nice.
It maybe 8 episodes, maybe 6. It's short. You'll get through it quick, but it's great. Really good character stuff, and it gets much weirder than you expect it to.
Yeah.
Did you watch The Boys?
Yeah, it surprised the shit out of me. I really liked it.
It was good. I liked it as well.
Yeah, I was surprised at some of the hate it got from some people I know. Like, I was just like, I really thought they fucking nailed it. I don't know anything about the comics.
No,
so maybe they didn't. But like, I really enjoyed it. I saw all the parallels to the Justice League and all that stuff. And
of course.
Yeah, it's all very blatant, but I loved it.
The only thing I would say, my concern going into it, is a little bit of Garth Ennis' humor goes a long way.
Yeah.
And I felt like they properly toned it for television.
Yeah.
Like, it was still fucked up.
Yeah.
And it still had some really
I heard about some of the
darkly
shit
funny
they
parts.
cut.
But I think his stuff is... You can't go full bore. You can't go full Ennis on television.
I think you're right.
And I think it's a hard thing to do because if you look at Preacher, from my opinion, that show blew it. They did not do a good job of adapting his writing and his material. But The Boys, I haven't read the comic, but I've got a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
And I think they did a really good job of bringing his sensibilities.
I've read some stuff
format.
that they, decided to change for TV, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad they changed that.
Yeah.
There's a few things that I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good call.
Let's see. What else you got? I think that's it for TV. Oh, and DuckTales. DuckTales is great.
Oh, I love it.
DuckTales.
I haven't finished it yet, but I am like, I think a season and a half into it. I just started it, but I really, really dug it. Yeah, I mean, as far as like favorite stuff this year, I mean, I got a few like music choices. Calabrese Flee the Light. I love that album so much. I'm actually wearing the limited edition like fucking long sleeve shirt under here.
Oh,
Flee
nice.
the Light with the Goat Man on it. But yeah, I love that album so much.
Yeah, Flee the Light was really good. It got me. I think their deal with the way they released the videos engaged me with it
Oh yeah,
a little bit more.
made me like pay attention to every song.
Yeah. I've listened to it a couple of times, but it didn't. I don't know. I think I'm to the point now where it's really hard for new music to grab me.
Yeah.
Like the last full album that blew me away in that way was Procrastibate.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, for the listeners, go back and listen to our Procrastibate review episode. But it's.
Oh yeah, Kiss the Goat came out this year too. That was awesome. The other Ghost thing.
Oh yeah, which I still haven't heard.
Yeah. Oh really?
Well, okay. So here's what happened with that. Oh no, I have heard. I saw it because I saw the video.
Yeah.
I saw the video for it, which is tremendous. But they did the deal where you could order the 7-inch.
Mm-hmm. Which I ordered and they canceled.
Really?
Yeah. I ordered 2 copies of it and it got canceled and they never put it back up.
I didn't even see like when it went up for because I was watching for that thing.
Yeah.
And I've got their little emails thing and whatever else. And when I saw that it was up, I went and it was sold out.
Yeah.
Like the first indication I got from Instagram, from my email, from whatever it was, the second I saw it, I went to order it and it was sold out.
Yeah.
And I was so pissed about that I was like, well, fuck it. I'm not going to get it at all because it's on. You can stream it. You can go to Amazon and get, download the MP3.
Yeah, I listened to it on the Spotify.
You can do whatever. But I was so angry about not being, because it's such a perfect 80s thing. Like, it went along with a lot of the 80s themed stuff that happened this year and has been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I just really dug it, and that pissed me off. And I also was not going to buy the $100 special edition of Prequel.
No.
Just to get the other variation.
Yeah.
Because they included the 7-inch, but it was a different
I saw that.
color or whatever.
Yeah, no, I ordered the 7-inch, and it was like $6 or something. It was like crazy cheap.
Yeah, they weren't trying though.
Yeah, and I ordered 2 of them, and then I got an email that was like, yeah, it's been canceled.
That's annoying.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? So, yeah, but yeah, that was Flee the Light's probably my number 1 pick for music. Yeah, any other music stuff, new music stuff?
And obviously, Casket Creatures. I mean, it's fucking awesome.
Appreciate it.
Folklore. I don't like to call it folklore.
Nah, yeah.
I like folklore.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
It sounds way cooler.
Yeah, and it looks cool with a little dot.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Oh, I know.
It's like...
I always try to put it in there, but...
It's like sun / back or / sun / seed.
Seed, yeah,
It's very important.
Yep.
No, I don't think there's anything else I got this year, though. But like I said, it's... At this point, it's hard for new music to really engage me. I like the shit that I've owned for the past 40 years, and that's kind of what I listen to.
Yeah.
Like I don't even really listen to Spotify at all. Like I keep seeing everybody's your Spotify playlist. And I'm like, why do people listen to that so much? Don't they own music?
Yeah.
Because if I pressed play to listen to all of the music I own, I mean, I'd be listening to music for weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it would take a long time for me to get through just what I own.
Yeah.
And I guess, for me, it'd be kind of like listening to 99X. Like, they're going to play 2 or 3 songs that I like over the course of the day, and everything else is going to be stuff that I'm like, that's fine, or I fucking hate.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure Spotify's curated a little better than that.
It is, but I mean, like, I think you're kind of talking about like it's Pandora, and it can be, but it also can just be like Ghost came out with a new album. Let me just search Ghost. Oh, here's the new album. Just listen to it.
But if Ghost comes out with a new album, I'm just going to buy it.
I see your point.
I'm going to have it.
Yeah, I see your point. The other thing that can be said for that, because this has happened, where a band comes out with a new album, maybe you haven't heard anything from them for a while. I'm like, let me check that out, which you can do on YouTube and whatever else. But like, I'll check out the album, and then if I do really like it, I'll buy a physical copy or whatever,
Yeah, and I guess
So it's like a try it before you buy it kind of thing too,
I don't think there are a whole.
It's like every show
bands probably aren't even fucking making albums anymore.
Yeah, but like it's like streaming a show. It's like there's been plenty of shows that I'm like I like it, but I don't have to own it.
Yeah.
There are shows that I can see on Netflix that I go out and buy the Blu-ray or whatever, because I'm like I want to own this. So I don't know.
Yeah,
there's different ways to think
it's a weird. I think I'm just old and archaic in how I take music in.
Yeah.
Well, and also more I
didn't mean yeah. I understand your point.
Get off my lawn, fucker. But also,
I'm really old. I
listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Like in the car now, where it used to be music in the car all the time, but now I've got my list of podcasts that I listen to that I like because when I'm in the car, it tends to be for like an hour, that drive to work or whatever. So it's nice to get an episode in, and then just driving around, whatever. Like the most I've listened to Spotify is probably this past month because I was listening to some of their Christmas channels.
Oh yeah, the Christmas playlists are really
But even with that, there every once in a while, there's you get that crappy song that you're like, fuck that, I don't want to hear that. So yeah, musically, I didn't do a whole lot of experimenting.
Yeah,
musically this year,
I
don't have a lot to report there.
King Diamond came out with a new song, and of course I loved it. So that was a highlight.
Well, and that live Blu-ray.
Oh, dude, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that was sick. Yeah, and I saw Iron Maiden this year, the Legacy of the Beast tour, and that was badass. That was a highlight of this year.
Let's see. Oh, another big thing in 2019. Well, in general, and you and I have talked about this a little bit. Just in general, reinvigorated for Star Wars.
Oh yeah, me too. I was almost just over it. And it sucks because I've never been that way in my entire life, and I talked to you about it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even hate Last Jedi as much as everyone else. I think I was just like, I don't know. I was just like Star Wars out for a minute. Like I was just like, it's too much.
Regardless of how you felt about Last Jedi, the end of the movie felt like a conclusion.
Yeah, I feel like that's it.
I mean, regardless of whether you liked it or not, when the movie ends, it feels like, okay, well, that's it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that's what it was, because after I watched it, it was like the first Star Wars I really didn't have any urge to, watch again. I was like, okay, I saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, but, I was like, okay. And I did end up seeing it again, but that's just because other people wanted to go see it. You know how Star Wars is. Star Wars always ends up being, a 3-time thing, no matter what. I think I saw Force Awakens 5 times or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, I watched it a bunch. But we got a new video game, a TV show, and a new movie. Not to mention other media, which I don't really get into anymore like I used to.
I am going to check out that new Kylo Ren comic that just came out. Because that sounds really interesting. I was reading some stuff about that, and it looks really cool.
And the other thing is, now that the saga is concluded, you can go back and kind of fill in. We know that they're going to fill, they have carte blanche to fill in whatever time periods they want to now.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing movie-wise that can be contradicted at this point, so they can go back and tell whatever stories they want to.
Yeah, I want to know more about the Knights of Ren. And that
exactly.
Kind of shit. Yeah.
So that's interesting, and that's actually part of my looking ahead at 2020. I'm very interested to see what happens with the franchise, because I think 2022 is the earliest possible date for another movie.
Wow.
So between now and then, we've got plenty of time for The Mandalorian, for the Cassian Andor show, which I'm super fucking stoked for.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
The Obi-Wan show.
Is that really happening?
Yeah, that's happening. That's done. They came out on stage with Ewan McGregor, and Kathleen Kennedy up on stage said, we'd like to announce the Obi-Wan Kenobi streaming show for Disney Plus, and Ewan McGregor walked out and he was like, hello, I'm Obi-Wan. And, whatever.
That's fucking awesome.
So that's
I heard
great.
about that, but it just sounded too good to be true.
Right? No,
like,
it's
it
legit.
Sounds awesome.
It's legit.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Because I mean, dude, no one can argue he was a great.
No, not
great
at all.
Obi-Wan.
He's the best part of the prequels.
Oh, yeah.
100%. But the other cool thing about that is now Hasbro, which we still don't have an official announcement that Hasbro still has the license for the toys, because 2020 is when it expired.
Oh shit! Okay.
But to the best of our knowledge, that is continuing. But hopefully, Lucasfilm and Disney will take the leash off a little bit and let Hasbro do some more interesting things, because some of the best toys we got were between the end of the prequels in 2005 and The Force Awakens in 2015.
Yeah, where they were just kind of making shit up.
Right. Well, they were going back and doing characters that had never been done before. They were trying different things.
They were doing characters from books and games. And,
right.
Yeah.
And even characters from movies that hadn't been done.
Yeah.
Just lots of really good innovation within the toy lines. So hopefully for the next 3 years or whatever, we'll have the opportunity for Hasbro to do more than these little small waves of like the same fucking Finn figure 3 times over.
Yeah.
We'll get some different costumes. We'll get some different aliens and droids and things that we really haven't been seeing, because for the last however long we get like the 5 main human characters, 2 villains, and like very few vehicles.
Yeah.
It's been kind of a boring time to be a Star Wars toy collector.
Yeah.
Not Black Series stuff notwithstanding.
The Black Series stuff is really...
The Black Series stuff looks great,
Yeah.
but go look at your Black Series shelf and count how many humans you have versus how many aliens you have.
Oh, yeah.
Or
I'm
how
sure.
many droids you have.
Yeah.
It's not a great
It's a lot of
mix.
stormtroopers and a lot of regular human face characters.
Right.
That's it, yeah.
So I'm excited to see what Hasbro does going forward, with having hopefully a little bit more freedom and not being so attached to movie events.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And we already know there's more Mandalorian stuff coming. They've already announced more stuff for Black Series and Vintage Collection, so that's exciting.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Mandalorian Season 2 is a go. That's happening. So
Yeah,
awesome.
that's being filmed as we speak.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Another exciting thing, but before we move on to sort of what we're looking forward to, did you have any other 2019 stuff you wanted to hit on?
No, I think I hit everything on my list pretty much.
Then the last thing I'll say that I don't think I've made an official announcement about, I quit buying comic books a couple months ago, like entirely.
Yeah.
It's too much. They're too expensive.
Yep.
They're not good enough to earn my money, and there's so many titles that come out twice a month now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there are some great comics out there, but as a medium, compared to all the other stuff in my life, it's something that I just had to say, you know what, I got to cut this out.
Yeah.
For what I was, investment versus reward, the reward was not enough for me, and I'm not the kind of person who can just buy 2 books and go to the comic shop once a month and pick them up. Like, it's going to landslide for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, okay, well, I'll keep getting the Star Wars comic and the Harley Quinn, just whatever.
Yeah.
I'll keep getting those 2 books, but if I stay in that world, I'm going to keep, this is coming out, I'm going to get this. And so I had cold turkey.
Yeah.
I had the cold turkey, and then it was about 2 months ago, and I'm still not caught up on all the shit I had sitting around.
Oh, yeah.
I've got
That's the problem I have right now.
Yeah, I've got months of stuff.
Yeah.
The reading material before I get anywhere. Let me move this cheap ass poison ivy out of your way here. Which, by the way, again for the listeners, that's that last wave. This is actually a good segue for one of my 2020 mentions. The last 2 waves of DC Comics figures from Mattel hit stores. They've been out for a couple months now. One wave was the Killer Croc Build-A-Figure that had a bunch of Batman characters and an insane Killer Croc Build-A-Figure. And then there was another like weird mini wave that had a retro Batman, Joker, and Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
And that wave's on clearance at Target now. I got that Poison Ivy for $10.
I need to snag those.
Which is the only reason I bought it. I was like, for $10?
Oh, yeah.
Once I got her out of the box, she's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it looks great.
Like,
the paint looks awesome.
Yeah, she doesn't look awesome in the box, but once she's out and you get the vines on her and the gigantic crossbow that's probably taken from some other Mattel figure.
Oh, I'm
it's
sure.
definitely not scaled for her.
No. It's giant.
But it's cool. It's definitely worth $10. And then the Batman and the Joker are just fun retro figures. I'll probably...
I mean, she almost looks like a version of like a retro Poison Ivy figure, you know?
She almost seems like maybe she's supposed to be an animated series Ivy, but done in that style. Yeah. I don't know. I can't figure out quite what she is, because it's not like an Uma Thurman Ivy.
No.
So I don't really know what it is.
I guess it's like how the Joker figure wasn't based on the actor.
But that Joker figure from this wave is based on the
actual figure.
Joker.
Yeah, I know that. Right. So I'm like, maybe if they made a 1989 Poison Ivy, that's what she would look like.
Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like it's a stretch, but it's still pretty cool.
It's worth having for $10.
Yeah.
But so now Mattel is done with DC. McFarlane has the license now. And it wouldn't surprise me if those figures start showing up any day now. Because, well, here's what happens sometimes when new companies get the licenses, is literally on January 1st, those new figures show up. That's what happened when Mattel got the WWE license.
Yeah.
Jakks, over the past year, Jakks Pacific had been just kind of hanging around in stores. Literally on January 1st, Mattel's WWE figures were in Walmart.
Wow.
And I think it's possible McFarlane's going to do the same thing with their DC figures. What's interesting, though, is we have no idea what they're doing.
No.
The last information I got about McFarlane's DC line, first of all, they're 7-inch, which sucks. Very disappointing that they're not going to be compatible with anything else that you have. But, I'm going to buy it.
Their figures aren't 7-inch, right?
McFarlane?
Yeah, are they?
They do 7-inch, and they do 5-inch. And then the Fortnite are 7-inch. The Game of Thrones are 6-inch. It's fucking weird. I don't understand it.
That is strange.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a Batman. I mean, 100% I'll buy a Batman. And they're rumored to be doing a Suicide Squad Harley Quinn.
Oh, okay.
Which, yes, I've got plenty of those, but it's almost the fun of it is comparing them.
Yeah.
Because it's one very specific look that you can compare across action figure lines to really see.
Oh, and it varies greatly.
Are. Right.
That, the Mattel one, like that they.
Yeah, right. The little junky Mattel one, and then you go and look at some of the Japanese ones that are so good.
Oh yeah,
like it's
and the 112
it's crazy.
One. Yeah,
the 112 one, the Hot Toys one, which that's not an expenditure I make often, but it was worth it for that one.
I have the Thai version of that.
Yeah. You got yours in Thailand. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
No, not at all. But it's $10. So.
But so these here are the facts.
And it has nipples.
It has nipples.
It's really
you got to pay extra for the nipples.
It's really strange.
Or pay less for the nipples.
Yeah, you pay less for the nipples. Yeah.
So here's what we know about these McFarlane DC figures. They're 7-inch scale. They are confirmed as being Ultra releases, and they come in window boxes.
Huh.
Now here's where the rumor comes in. The rumored, and I can't believe this is one initial assortment, but it may be one of those things where they launch with 2 series at once.
Okay.
Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, comic Harley Quinn, armored Superman, animated Superman, comic Superman, although the way this is listed, look at how they've hyphenated Superman. It's like Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's weird.
But it's some weird British site is where this leak came from, so I don't know how legit this is.
Yeah.
But I've seen similar information in a couple of places.
Okay.
Comic Nightwing, animated Green Lantern, comic Batman Who Laughs, comic Batman, animated Batman, comic Hellbat, which is that big armor that he wore. I can't remember if it's the one he used to fight the Justice League or if it's the one he used to go to Apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the one he used to go to Apocalypse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Justice League one I can picture in my head. I'm trying to think of the Apocalypse.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they could probably label label either one as either one. And
there's the Court of Owls one too, and I have that figure.
Yeah, that's right.
One. And it looks badass.
Wait, is that the Hellbat?
Yeah, it might be.
When they're coming into the Batcave and he's telling Alfred, like, I'm getting ready. Maybe that's what it is.
That might be it. Yeah. I have a figure of that, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a DC Direct one.
And then Comic Batgirl, and an Arrow TV show, Arrow.
Weird.
Really weird that they're mixing all of this together.
Yeah. An animated Superman? Like, this is bizarre. It's like, who is this for?
Right.
Like, it doesn't feel like it's for kids or collectors. Like, it just kind of seems like all over the place. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what actually ends up coming out and when they show up.
I'll probably just buy the Harley ones and be like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, and I'll probably buy Batman.
But it's always exciting to see
a
big. Well, and that's the thing is, I know I'll buy some kind of Batman from this. Yeah. But it's always exciting to see what a new licensor does with a toy line. And you know, if it doesn't work out, then they'll have it for a year, and somebody else will get it.
Yeah. I just hope I hope they quality check them, because like I have some newer McFarlane figures, and like the ones I have look good. But, like, I've been at the store and looked at some of them. Like, I have the My Hero ones, and I bought the whole set. But I've looked in the store and seen other ones, and the paint is, like, jacked up, like, bad. And look, I got lucky and got ones that aren't jacked up. But, like, I've seen, like, the quality varies greatly.
See, Phantom Jr. has the Fortnite figures, and they're incredible.
Nice.
And I've got the Game of Thrones figures. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, you have to kind of look at the paint, but they're great.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this.
As far as posability and everything, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They've gotten that down.
Yeah,
and they're much more durable than they used to be.
Yeah. They used to break out of the box.
Yeah, or in it sometimes.
Yeah.
Other big toy news, Hasbro. We know that they've got the Ghostbusters license now.
Oh, yeah.
So, in all likelihood, we're going to see a Marvel Legends Star Wars Black Series style Ghostbusters line.
That's cool.
That will likely feature the classic Ghostbusters. We'll see where that goes, and I'm sure we'll find out at Toy Fair what the plans are for that.
Yeah.
And also, they are revitalizing the G.I. Joe line.
Wow.
We don't know what form it's going to take at all, but they appointed somebody as like showrunner, whatever the toy term for showrunner is. Okay. I can't think of it right now. But he's the creative director for the G.I. Joe line, and I can't remember his name, but he's worked on several other lines for Hasbro. He's got a track record, and it is a fact that this is happening.
Okay.
So new G.I. Joe stuff is coming. We don't know if it'll be 3 3/4 inch, 6 inch. I think probably the safest bet would be a 6 inch Marvel Legends style, because it's never been done.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. I actually would like to have a lot of those characters in that
and that's, I think you could get, your hardcore Joe collectors are going to buy whatever you do, but I think you could rope in some more casual collectors.
Yeah, for sure.
By doing that. You know, throwing those familiar faces in that scale that everybody's collecting now.
Yeah.
Let's see. To wrap things up, well, looking ahead to 2020, is there anything that you're stoked about that you know is something to look forward to?
Unfortunately, there's not really any, like, big thing coming up. Like, it seems like most years I have, like, a lot of... I mean, I want to see the new Wonder Woman. That's exciting.
Sure.
There's not really much going on with Marvel that I'm, like, super hyped about this coming year.
We've got... I mean, Black Widow looks pretty awesome.
Good. Yeah, it looks fine.
But I can't honestly say I'm super stoked about it.
No, I'm like, I'll go see it.
We'll be there opening day.
Yeah.
But I'm not, like, really jazzed for it in the same way. I think Endgame...
it's kind of how it felt at the end of the start. It's like you felt like a
conclusion. It's like, well, this is it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is we don't know going forward. All we know is Black Widow and Eternals.
Yeah.
And Eternals may end up being, like, just as good as the first Guardians of the Galaxy as far as surprising.
That's what I'm hoping. Because, like, right now I don't give a fuck.
But you can't, right.
Yeah.
I don't care about the Eternals.
No.
And I don't, like, they've got a really good cast, but lots of shit shows have had a really good cast.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's plenty of terrible movies with great casts out there. Liam Neeson was in Battleship. I mean, Liam Neeson!
Liam Neeson's. Idris Elba was in Cats.
Yeah, oh gosh. Lots of, oh jeez. Cats. Now, to be fair, neither one of us have seen Cats.
I've not seen it.
It could be great for all we know.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's so great. I heard the effects are so bad, everyone's like 6 inches off the floor because, like, the CGI.
Well, supposedly they fixed that.
But that's ridiculous that they have to fix a movie that's already out.
They released a patch.
Yeah, like it's like I don't need DLC for
Is
a
that
movie.
what's
What about all the
start-
people who already saw it?
Is that what's going to start happening now? Is movies are going to start getting patches?
I think
like
so.
video games
It's like
do?
a George Lucas thing.
Holy
where you're like going to
shit.
go back and fix shit.
Oh no! Oh, I don't want to live in this world.
No, it's terrible.
So yeah, we've got Wonder Woman. We've got a new Ghostbusters movie, which honestly, I'm not. Like, I'm hopeful, but I'm not really stoked about it because it doesn't look like a Ghostbusters movie.
No, I was shocked at like how many people are like, and I'm happy for them because I get that way. I get really overly excited about something.
Yeah,
and I get it. And
I think you and I both kind of have a tendency.
Yeah.
to
Be all the time.
Like overly hopeful sometimes.
Yeah, and I totally get that, but like I was shocked at how many people were just like, "Holy shit, new Ghostbusters looks amazing," and I'm like, "It looks like Stranger Things." Like, I like Stranger Things, but
it may be really, really. Look, I liked the last Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun movie.
I still haven't actually watched it,
a few times. You haven't seen it?
No, I heard it's good.
I've watched it a few times, and look, I'm not. It doesn't feel like Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And it's not... I don't even know that I'd call... Well, I mean, it is good. It's good. It's a good, fun, funny movie. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't feel like Ghostbusters. And that's what this... Looks like it's probably going to be a good movie, but it doesn't feel like Ghostbusters. But, to be fair, the teaser, I think, went for a very specific tone.
Yeah. And it made me purposely misleading.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It could be, because, I mean, Paul Rudd's in it.
Yeah.
And Paul Rudd...
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Did you watch Living With Myself, I think is what it's called?
No, I haven't yet.
It's pretty good.
As a matter of fact, I totally forgot about
It's
it. There's
fucking
been so
weird as
much
shit, but
the past couple of months, I completely forgot.
Yeah, I would suggest that. It's weird as fuck, but it's really good. I liked it.
So yeah, 2020 is there's not... I don't think there's any one thing I'm super big hyped about.
No, because like this year, I was like really hyped on Joker. That was like the biggest thing. And then there was like other games and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing this year that like I'm like entertainment.
Even horror movies and stuff. Like I can't really think of anything coming out that I'm really looking forward to.
No.
Yeah, which you know what? Honestly, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like we'll probably just get some cool surprises that we're not like expecting. Yeah,
because it's better for stuff to kind of pop up and get you from out of nowhere than to sit and anticipate it forever. Like I'm ready to learn about things, and that's actually why I told you before we recorded tonight that I kind of wanted to wait till the last minute to see if there was any kind of big announcement or news or anything happened.
Yeah.
And then there hasn't been anything new, but that's kind of good because one, we can sit and enjoy some of the stuff that has happened lately. I can sit here and open up all these new toys
that
I've gotten and enjoy what's streaming right now and sort of simmer in the recent awesomeness without just sitting here thinking about, oh, what's the next thing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they could stop making shit for like 2 years and I'd be fine.
Yeah,
like, there's
seriously.
enough shit out there where I'm...
You know what? It just hit me. I think right now the thing I'm most stoked for in 2020 is the new Lego Star Wars game.
Oh, yeah, that'll be awesome.
I think that might be right now the thing I have the most anticipation for because I believe me and Phantom Jr. are both going to get copies.
Nice.
Because it's going to be one of those things where we're both going to want to play it when the other one's not around.
Yeah.
And because we'll play, whatever the co-op ends up being, we'll play it together. But
no, of course.
It's all 9 movies.
Yeah.
You get to play from the villain's point of view and from the hero's point of view.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're going back to basics to a certain extent with the Lego gameplay.
Yeah, it was getting a little too much.
It was. It was getting to the point where...
Like, I tried playing the DC Villains one, and I gave up. Because I was just like, I'm getting, like, lost. Like,
right.
I'm just like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, it was getting too much. And it's like those original ones, like the Indiana Jones one and the original Star Wars ones, were so perfect.
Indiana Jones is so overlooked.
Dude, that's like the best one.
Great.
I love that one.
It is, because they advanced the mechanics, but it wasn't so much that it started feeling like just another video game. Because that was the charm of the original Star Wars games and the first 2 Batman games.
Yep.
They were fun to play, but they were also very basic. So it was like you were saying about Death Stranding earlier, that's relaxing.
Yeah.
And then they started getting a little too... I think the Harry Potter game is where it really started going off the rails.
Yeah. I think it was the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Too fucking much. See, I never played those.
Yeah, that one was where I was like, what the fuck is this? Like,
right.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
It doesn't even feel like a Lego game.
Yeah.
It feels like a real video game.
And I've played them all. I played the ones based on the movies. Like, I've played... there's actually a really weird one that not a lot of people... This one's really overlooked, but it's like Lego City Undercover or whatever.
Yes,
yeah, that one's fucking awesome.
It's so weird.
It's funny as shit.
It's really good.
Yeah, and it's like Grand Theft Auto, but candy and Legos.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's great. That we just got that one like a few months ago, and we started playing a co-op. It is so much fun. Like, it's up there with the top ones.
So yeah, that's my, as far as 2020, that's my big pick right now. Aside from just having a lot of anticipation for Toy Fair this year, which I have every year.
I think the Final Fantasy VII remake, that one.
Oh yeah,
and the Resident Evil 3.
And Resident Evil 3. That's right.
Those are two big ones.
Why? How is video game stuff what I'm most excited for?
Those are two big ones.
It's because every single one of those is some sort of retro type. Right.
It's like I already know I'm gonna like this.
Well, cool. I'm sorry we didn't have a taste test for this episode.
Oh, damn it.
Only thing
the last three
I've
done. Yeah.
I know. I couldn't think of anything. The only thing we've got on hand is pickle candy canes and pickle cotton candy. And I know you're not down with that.
I'm good.
So whatever we do next, I'll be sure and go out of my way to find a taste test.
I'll try to bring a weird snack.
Yeah, wait a minute. It's your fucking turn.
I know.
You need to bring some weird shit over here for us to try out.
Next time I'm going to do that.
Yeah, last year I'm
probably just going to end up hitting the gas station and bringing wrap snacks because it's like all I can find.
We've got some T-Pain wrap snacks we're going to try out here.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thanks for coming by the Phantom Zone and talking about the year that was.
Fuck yeah.
And,
it was a good year. I got married. I went on a honeymoon.
Yeah, that was kind of a big deal, too. We probably should have mentioned that earlier.
I was going to earlier, but I was like, but we were already at the point where we're talking so much about each other. Like, we're talking about ourselves.
True.
I was like, I'm going to hold off and just save that for the end. A little treat. You know? Got married, made a movie, got to hang out with my friends a lot. It was a great year. It was. I really enjoyed this year.
There was a lot of stuff that I enjoyed about the year. Overall, not super, but I am excited for 2020. I think I like not having a list of things that I'm anticipating.
Yeah.
I like not really knowing where this year is going to take me, personally and pop culture wise.
Yeah.
There are a lot of question marks, and it's kind of interesting to me. I don't. Even with, that's one of my notes that I've got is I don't know where my toy collection is going to go because there's a lot of stuff that, Marvel Legends, I'll be honest, my hype for those is kind of dying down a little bit. Along with, the Marvel, the MCU thing, like, I'm just not, even with some of the cool waves that are going to be hitting any day now, there's a new Spider-Man wave and a Fantastic Four wave, but I don't really care about those that much.
Yeah.
And I think it's hopefully maybe I'll be able to focus a little bit more on stuff like just getting the 112 stuff or just getting the occasional Japanese import kind of thing. And now that I'm not going to have the pressure to, which for the listeners and for you, Ryan, there'll be a mini-sode coming up addressing why the website is kind of going away.
Because I saw that. I want to ask while we're recording, but I'm like, what the fuck's happening? That's how I learn about new toys.
Yeah, there'll be an episode.
Well, now you just have to message me and be like, "This is cool."
Well, I mean, I'll explain.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for coming over in 2020.
No, I mean toy reviews.
Awesome.
You need to just personally send me toy reviews.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah,
no problem with that.
All right.
But yeah, thanks for coming over, man.
Of course, anytime.
And we'll have, I'm sure, plenty more to record about in 2020.
Hell yeah.
So that was a really long intro for this episode. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. And at one point, once I hit the 20-minute mark for it, I was like, I should really just turn this into a mini-cast. But it's news stuff, and I don't want news stuff necessarily to be a mini-cast. It didn't seem worth a mini-cast to me. It felt like it needed to be part of a bigger thing, and I've already got 2 mini-casts that I need to do, as well as the 4th December Star Wars toy review minicast that we just sort of ran out of time to do. We had other stuff going on. We just didn't feel like sitting, neither me nor Phantom Jr. felt like sitting down and looking at these toys, which part of it was, and I'll go ahead and give you guys the scoop here. It wasn't actually going to be an unboxing because we've already opened up the skiff and the Jabba's Palace environment. But I wanted to go back and talk about them because they're very interesting items. But we're kind of like, we got other stuff going on. We don't feel like it. So we'll get around to those at some point. Great conversation with Ryan. He's always good for, he's one of my go-tos. You guys know that. For if I sort of have a vague idea of something I want to do, I know I can just sit down and have a conversation with him, and it'll be good stuff. And also, he can swing by the house on his way home from work. That makes it easier, too. So, yeah, that's our first episode of 2020. I already have an interview scheduled for next week that I'm very excited about, something I didn't necessarily think was going to happen. And then we've got our movie picked for the January Needless Commentary. We're moving along, you guys. It's going to be a great year. I love you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Needless Things podcast. You're the best. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Downcast, or in the ears of a Trader Vic's employee. Love you. Mean it. Uh-huh.